Do. It's your boy Days back at y'all with another WWE Monday Night Raw review. Now, I gotta give credit where it's due, man. This is the best opening to a show that I've ever seen since Triple H has taken over as the chief content creator, the booker, whatever you want to call him. The way that he started off this episode of Raw last night, guys, was pure cinema. It caught me off guard. I didn't think it was going to happen. Now, your boy has made multiple videos suggesting that Oba and Brock should happen at WrestleMania. You can go ahead and check after this video. But it looks like Triple H is finally listening to the fans. Because the last time that we seen Brock Lesnar before last night, when Paul Heyman dared anybody to come back from the locker room and challenge Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, the crowd was chanting, Oba, Oba. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all want to see Brock versus Oba Femi. We all want to see Brock Lesnar pass the torch to Oba Femi before he officially retires. And John Cena said he's retiring this year at SummerSlam. And Triple H actually listened to the fans, man. So, you know, I hope that Triple H learns his lesson, that when he listens to the fans and what he does, what the fans want to see, not all of the time, but most of the time, this is what happens, bro. The crowd was electrified last night when Oba Femi came out to confront Broccoli Lesnar. So let's get started. Let's get into the show. So Seth Rollins kicked off the show telling the Vision and anybody affiliated with them that they are marked because he started the Vision and he will end the Vision. Paul, the Penguin from Batman, Heyman, comes out with the black eye that Seth Rollins gave him last week after he got stomped. And he tells Paul Heyman that he's the worst person he's ever associated with. Paul brings out the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and Brock attacks all of the masked men. There was like 50 different masked men. And before he could get to Seth freaking Rollins, Oba Femi came out and the crowd got electrified, bro. Oba did his famous 1-2 step to the ring. This, bro, the audience, shout out to, I believe it was in San Antonio, man. Shout out to the audience for being so loud last night, bro. I mean, they went buck wild, bro, when Oba Femi came out, man. As they should, man. Oba Femi is a future superstar in the making. Let's just call it what it is, man. So it was pretty funny how as Oba Femi gets into the ring, Seth Rollins is still in the ring just like laughing at Brock Lesnar. He's laughing like, yo, Oba's about to whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? So Brock got distracted by Seth, and then Oba Femi took advantage of that and hit his finisher move on Brock Lesnar, and then put his foot on his stomach and stood tall and pointed at the WrestleMania 42 sign, signaling that we will be getting Oba Femi versus Broccoli Lesnar at WrestleMania 42 next month. And this is how you put over a young talent to become a superstar. Young stars that come to the WWE, whether it's from NXT or another company, they can only become a superstar if they're booked to look like a superstar. Yes, they got to have the look. They got to have the presence. They have to have the in-ring ability. They have to have a good theme song, right? But if you have all of those things and you're not booked properly, you will never become a superstar. And what Triple H has done so far, I know we're very critical of Triple H, guys, but what he has done so far with Oba Femi and Trick Williams, these guys are 100% on pace to become superstars, bro. Especially if Oba pins Brock at WrestleMania 42. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think Oba Femi is going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 42. Let me explain why. This is what I think is going to happen. This is what should happen. I think Brock should beat Oba at WrestleMania 42. And then I think they should have the rematch at SummerSlam, because remember, John Cena said Brock Lesnar is retiring at SummerSlam this year in Brock Lesnar's hometown. So I'm cool with Oba either losing at WrestleMania next month or the match ends in a disqualification. Have Gunther or somebody interrupt the match, and then you have Oba and Brock run it back. Oba retires the ruler. Oba Femi retires Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar would officially pass Oba Femi the torch, okay? So, yeah, man, I can't remember the last time Brock Lesnar looked intimidated by somebody like he did with Oba. Even Roman Reigns, guys. Even when Brock was having his feud with Roman Reigns, he didn't make Brock Lesnar look like that. So this match is going to be bigger than Roman versus Punk. It's going to be bigger than Randy versus Cody. And like I said, I don't think Oba wins at WrestleMania. I think he wins at SummerSlam. So let's move forward. And hopefully, guys, if Oba Femi loses at WrestleMania and then Gunther is the one that ends up retiring Brock Lesnar, I will never watch the WWE again as long as Triple H has his job. And I stand by that, okay? So let's move on. So next we got the OG Americano versus the Timu Americano. I didn't watch this match, guys, because we've already seen this 50 times. I'm going to assume that the OG one won. Let's move on. Backstage, Roman Reigns bigs up his cousins Jay and Jimmy Uso for putting hands on CM Punk to defend his father's name. Jimmy Uso tells Roman that CM Punk is still Punk drunk from getting hit in the mouth. Roman talks about Punk calling him a part-timer, and Roman says that he barely saw his father growing up due to his father being a full-time wrestler. So he made the sacrifice to not show up all the time, to spend more time with his kids and his wife. Now, that may be partially true, but the reality of the situation is, guys, is Roman Reigns has leukemia, so he literally can't overwork his body, okay? So next we got an IC title match between Bayley and AJ Lee. Guys, I wanted Bayley to win this match so bad, bro. I mean, Bayley shows up every week, right? And she's lost 98% of her last matches these past 2 years. Ever since she had to pull out of WrestleMania, I think it was due to an injury, she has become a jobber. I mean, she barely wins matches. I mean, we've seen her lose an NXT match to Sol Ruka. And at this point, if you're Bayley, you have to leave the WWE and go to AEW or TNA when your contract is up, because it's obvious that this company has no plans for Bayley. Like, Bayley is basically the male version of The Miz. Like, she's a gatekeeper. She helps put talent over. And, you know, they don't have any plans on her becoming a star. Let's just call it what it is, guys. So the fact that AJ Lee obviously won the match because she literally just got that title. She just won the title from Becky Lynch last week. But guys, I want you to think about something. The fact that AJ Lee was gone from this company for 10 years and she came back in a matter of months, she immediately won the IC title. I mean, think about that, guys. Does that make any sense to you? Does it make any sense that a woman that was gone for 10 years comes back to this company after 10 years and immediately wins an IC title from one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, Becky Lynch? But Bayley, who shows up full time, who's been around for the past couple of years, who clearly deserves to have a title, she can't win the title. So AJ Lee won this match with the Black Widow submission, which is a pretty dope move. By the way, AJ Lee did look very sharp in this match. And after the match, Becky Lynch came out and pretty much brawled with AJ Lee. Not brawled, but she pretty much beat up AJ Lee, which means that we're going to be getting AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch part 50 probably at WrestleMania 42. So after this match, we got another men's IC title match between Penta and Dragon Lee. No need to watch, guys, because we all know that Penta's winning this match. Let's move on. Backstage, Paul Heyman tells Logan and Austin Theory to go after the tag team titles that the Usos have. Logan, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Paul says that he's going after them and LA Knight. Next, we got Maxine, Nissan Maxima, Maxi Pad Dupree versus Natty Patty, part 50, guys. And this is the part of Raw where you go to the bathroom, you get your snacks, you change your channel to the NBA basketball game, because we've already seen this garbage match 100 times and nobody cares, guys. How many times do we have to see Nissan Maxima Dupree versus Natty Patty LaBelle? How many times? How many times? So anyway, Natty won the match by submission, which means that we're going to get another match between these two next week. Who gives a fuck? Let's move on. Next, we got Stephanie Valkyrie versus Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan tried to interfere, but Io Sky came out. Raquel slammed Io on the announce table. Stephanie beat up Liv and Raquel outside of the ring. Raquel attempted to do her finisher on Stephanie, but Stephanie won with the fruit roll-up. So you're telling me that the woman's champ can't win the match with her finisher. She has to do a fruit roll-up. And I wanted Raquel to win this match, bro. Like, this match, once again, like, Raquel, who's looked so dominant lately, bro. Raquel, she's been cooking lately, bro. But the fact that you had Raquel lose to a fruit roll-up and the women's champ couldn't win the match with her own finisher, come on, guys. This is just bad booking. Let's just call it what it is. This is just awful booking. By the way, Rhea Ripley said that she will be doing something to Raquel and Liv for what they did to EU Sky. So I look forward to that. So after this, we got the official announcement that Obama Femi will be facing Broccoli Lesnar at WrestleMania 42. Let's go. Roman Reigns ends the show with CM Punk. And guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. This is one of the worst promos I've ever seen Roman and CM Punk give, bro. And I don't know if these guys actually have real problems with each other behind the scenes. I don't know if these guys just have no chemistry together. But I'm starting to think that Roman Reigns and CM Punk really don't like each other. Like how we thought that the Jade and Rhea thing was real. No. That was fake. It's obvious. I really think Roman Reigns and CM Punk hate each other, bro. Because there's a lot of people that don't like CM Punk because of how he left the WWE, how he trashed everybody when he left, right? Seth Rollins talked about this on a recent interview, I think, with Shannon Sharp. Like, a lot of these guys really don't like CM Punk. So, he tells CM Punk, "Welcome to my ring," right? Punk makes fun of Roman's real name and calls it Titty Teriyaki, which I thought was pretty funny, right? And the crowd was actually more hyped up for Punk than Roman during this promo, which surprised me because, you know, Roman Reigns is arguably the last superstar in the WWE right now. Obviously, you have guys like Trick and Oba that have the potential to be superstars, even a Braun Breaker, but they're not superstars yet. So as of right now, Roman Reigns, and some people would say Cody Rhodes, but I think Cody Rhodes is a star, but I wouldn't say Cody Rhodes is a superstar. I think Roman Reigns is a superstar. So, what was I saying, bro? Let me go back to my notes. Please forgive me, y'all. I got distracted. So, yeah, Punk tells Roman he already won WrestleMania because he's in Roman's head. Then the crowd chants, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. Roman says he's on everybody's mind all the time. Roman makes fun of Punk never main eventing a WrestleMania. Punk tells Roman that he was too chicken to show up last week and he sent his cousins. When he said this, the crowd went wild because, you know, it's true, bro. Like, Roman, this man just talked about your dead father and you don't show up the very next week? That makes you look soft. Let's talk about it. Punk says he deserved what the Usos did to him. Roman responds to Punk by calling him a part-timer and saying, you know, stars are part-timers. That's what they do. Just ask your wife, AJ Lee. And after this, Roman tried to leave the ring, but Punk stopped him like a kid and tells him to get back in the ring. And he tells him when he can come and go, which I thought was crazy, bro. Like, the fact that Roman let that rock was crazy to me. Like, that's when you just start throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? So Roman tells Punk that he's his tribal chief and that Punk isn't better at Roman than anything. He says Punk doesn't look better than him. He doesn't wrestle better than him, which I thought was a very Diddy comment. Like, Roman, why are we talking about looks, bro? Like, were you at the Diddy parties? If you were at the Diddy parties, just say that. But this is where things got weird, guys. Roman Reigns called CM Punk old. And this triggered CM Punk. This made CM Punk grab a microphone and hit Roman in the head with the microphone, which means that Roman Reigns is in CM Punk's head. Now, CM Punk, I hate to break it down to you, brother, but CM Punk, you are almost 50 years old, bro. You are 47 years old. You turned 48 this year. And it's not just the fact that you're actually old, but CM Punk, you physically look old as fuck, bro. You got gray hair all over the place. You got huge bags under your eyes. You know, you don't have any muscles. You have to wrestle with a shirt to try to cover the fact that you don't have any muscles and you look like you don't lift, which is why you're always wearing shirts. Like, it wasn't until Kevin Nash called out CM Punk for wearing a shirt while wrestling that he stopped wearing the shirt. So I mean, the fact that that's what got CM Punk out of character, this is bad writing. This was just a bad promo overall. And this just made CM Punk's character look like a lunatic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like CM Punk, like Roman Reigns is old too. like CM Punk, all you had to do was respond and say, "Well, Roman, we're both in our 40s." That's all you had to say. Roman Reigns is 41, 42. Or let me look up how old Roman Reigns is, guys. Because like I just don't understand how that is what got CM Punk to click like that. It just didn't make any sense. So Roman Reigns is 40. He's exactly 40 years old. Roman Reigns turns 41 in May. CM Punk turns 48 in October. These guys are both in their 40s, okay? And realistically, they both shouldn't be competing for the championship. But because there's such a lack of young stars, they have to. They have to. So that was the ending. That was the Raw. I would give this episode a Raw. I'm going to be honest, bro. I would give it a 1 out of 10. The only thing that I actually enjoyed, honestly, was over Femi and Brock Lesnar, bro. Everything else was garbage, bro. There was no other match on this episode of Raw that was good. Just because you start the show off good doesn't mean the episode is good. So with that being said, it's your boy Days. I'm out.